going to begin by reading a statement from the Ali family. Then I'll go into the details for his funeral arrangements, and then I'll take a limited number of questions at the end. Muhammad Ali was truly the people's champion, and the celebration will reflect his devotion to people of all races, religions, and backgrounds. Muhammad's extraordinary boxing career only encompassed half of his life. The other half was committed to sharing a message of peace and inclusion with the world. Following his wishes, his funeral will reflect those principles and be a celebration open to everyone. Lonnie and the entire Ali family invite everyone to join them for the celebration in Muhammad's hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. So Muhammad will return to Louisville within the next 24 to 48 hours with family members accompanying him. He will, the celebration of Muhammad's life will begin on Thursday with a private family ceremony in for just the immediate family, children, grandchildren, cousins, brother. Then the next morning, the family will gather at the funeral home location, where they will be joined by the Imam Zaid, who is presiding over the funeral arrangements for prayers. And at that point, a rather large funeral procession will take Muhammad through the streets of Louisville to allow anyone that's there from the world to say goodbye, celebrate the life with him. He will pass by landmarks of the Muhammad Ali Center, where it's named after him, that he led and follows his principles. He will then travel down the street named after him, Muhammad Ali Boulevard, through his old neighborhood, and then come back up Broadway in Louisville, where many iconic photos of him were taken, especially after the 1960 Olympics victory, the parade for Muhammad that occurred, and will end at Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, where he will be interned in a private ceremony with family only. At 2 p.m., the memorial service will begin at the Yum Center in Louisville. It will be an interfaith service directed by the Imam Zaid. It will include clerics from multiple religions, including former Senator Orrin Hatch, who will represent the Mormon faith. We haven't confirmed all eulogists at this time, but eulogies will be led by President Bill Clinton, Bryant Gumbel, and Billy Crystal. After the memorial service, there will be a private reception at the Muhammad Ali Center for friends and guests. And so that will conclude the service for Mr. Ali. At this time, I'll take any questions that you might have. Yes, sir. They had a full day to say farewell to Muhammad. All family members, all daughters and his son were in attendance, and his wife. They got to spend quality time with him to say their final goodbyes. And it was a very solemn moment, as I have repeated since last evening. It was a really, you hate to say this about a funeral, but a beautiful thing to watch, because it was, it displayed all that's good about Muhammad Ali, and the family displayed that and with dignity. And of course there was sorrow. They were, in sadness, but it was done where the champ would have been very proud of his family. Yes. Yes, sir. Muhammad became ill Monday and was hospitalized Monday night. I'm losing track of time. Forgive me. Monday night, he was in the hospital, but he was in fair condition. And we expected that to be the case. Muhammad has battled back many times, and we expected it to happen this time. The family was called when things became more serious. We still had a lot of hope that it was going to turn around. I arrived in Phoenix a couple of days ago, and then shortly after I arrived, it became clear in discussions with Lonnie Ali and with his doctors that his condition wasn't going to improve. And so, they were able to bring all family members in the last 24 hours when we knew that things weren't going to improve. They were given time to say goodbye. Muhammad, his official time of death was 9:10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. His official cause of death was septic shock due to unspecified natural causes. They're having it's very rough at this point for the family. All family members are having a tough time. I don't know that answer. Yes, sir, in the back. There is not at this point in time. There, at a later time, there could be something, but for right now, all memorial services will be held in his hometown of Louisville. I was not there. His final moment, his actually final hours were spent with just immediate family. There were lots of very close friends that flew in to be with them, but they respected the family. They didn't go to the room, so I don't know. Yes, sir, in the back. They do, and they're very appreciative of all the outpouring around the world. And that's why I think it was important to them to have a celebration and a memorial service that was open to everyone from all walks of life. It's their heartfelt. They certainly believe that Muhammad was a citizen of the world, and he truly was. And they know that the world grieves with them, and they've received, as you can imagine, tens of thousands of well wishes and support. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last. Well, this entire service was his specific request. So, yes. He did not suffer. No. I think the realization set in the morning of his death. A couple more questions if we have them. Yes, ma'am. you know, obviously, the Ali family will continue to support those. Lonnie will still be very involved and very active, and so those will continue to go forward. What they have asked, and that brings up a good point, is that in lieu of flowers and cards, that donations be sent through the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville, Kentucky. Two more questions if you got them. Anybody? Well, I think that's for historians and for history, but I think he'll be remembered as a man of the world who spoke his mind and wasn't afraid to take a chance and went out of his way to be a kind, benevolent individual that really changed the world. I mean, Muhammad Ali changed the way people challenged authority and looked at it in a completely different facet. Last question. Yes, and thank you. And so through the Muhammad Ali Center website, MuhammadAliCenter.org, and it's in the release, I believe, that you got, that you received, but through MuhammadAliCenter.org, the actual service will be streamed throughout the world and translated as well. So they'll be available to follow along. Well, it's going to be in the Muslim tradition. Obviously, that's why the Imam is leading it. But Muhammad truly loved all people. I mean, he wanted, this whole service, the service, the funeral plans were done years ago by Mr. Ali, who discussed them personally. Okay, thank you very much.